All right, what's up guys? Today I'm out here on this bright sunny day here at North Park, actually in the parking lot that we do all the autocrosses in for the North Hill Sports Car Club. That always gets me. But it's so crazy coming up here and just seeing, like what I'm looking at right now is like all the cars up here. And normally when you show up here in the morning at like, 8 o'clock in the morning, for us to go racing, there's nobody in the parking lot at all. And I've only come up here to do that. I've come up here one other time just to take a few pictures real quick. And every other time I've been up here is just for racing. So like there's nobody in the parking lot, there's cones set up, and it looks like a racetrack and not like a parking lot essentially. So anyhow, what I really want to talk today about is just cars and car modification in general, because I haven't done a vlog in like such a long time. I just decided, hey, let's do a vlog. And then I realized, oh wait, because it was so cold last time when I was using my GoPro on the car racing, I actually broke the mount for the GoPro. So I won't be able to do any in-car videos until that comes, which should be in like another day or two. We'll see, probably after this weekend, because it is Saturday today and they don't deliver on Sunday. So it'll probably be here on Monday. We tend to get into the car scene through any way, shape, form. I mean, like everybody has their own little story. Maybe you grew up and your grandpa had this old muscle car that he always worked on, and when you were over at his house for holidays and events, like he showed you it, and that's what got you into like the muscle car scene or just cars in general. And other reasons you could get into the car scene, maybe you just saw, as stupid as it's gonna sound, but you saw some movie, you saw the Fast and the Furious. I know a lot of people saw it and they were like, oh, let me take my, family Honda that I got, or this crappy Honda that I got, and I'm always bashing on Hondas, sorry. It could be a Subaru too, Subarus were my first cars, so, and I've just stuck with them. But, it's anything like that kind of gets you into the car scene, and then, from there on out, you want to do all these modifications to your car. You want to, add an exhaust, add an intake. Eventually you smart up a little bit and you say, I want to do suspension or brakes, and those are some things that can always improve any type of car really. Simple modifications like, bolting on some tires and, maybe a new suspension when yours wears out, and, upping the brakes when those wear out. Anytime things wear out, it's usually worthwhile to get some good aftermarket parts and upgrade whatever you're doing. Upgraded pads and rotors, just bolt things on. And these are things you're gonna be bolting on anyhow. You'd have to replace, your regular brake drums or even shoes if you had those. My first car had brake shoes in the rear, which you could never find. You could find replacement parts for, but you could not find upgraded parts for. So anyhow, about upgrades. It kind of just dawned on me because I was doing, my radiator and doing the hoses, and I have a suspension done, just like, I do have lowering springs on the car that are slightly stiffer than stock, but they're lower. And other things like, you upgrade your tires and upgrade your wheels. You do various types of suspension modifications, strut bars, sway bars, things like that. And in the end, like, I don't know if it's just occurring to me because I'm kind of growing up a little bit, kind of maturing, but you end up tossing all this money into your car, such a, for all these little modifications, when you could have just bought like maybe just a little bit better of a car and just put, some wheels and tires on it and, some light suspension upgrades and an exhaust, and it'd be more of what you wanted and needed. But I know like we all don't have the money to kind of start out that way, So I get where the modification scene comes in, and I fully support the, aftermarket scene, the mods and all that stuff. It's just after a while, it seems kind of silly to add all these crazy parts onto your car. And where this was like most evident with me was, my car runs good, it's not overheating, there's no issues with it, but I did want to replace the radiator just because it had 120,000 miles, and it's known at like 125, the radiators usually crack where the metal and the plastic meet. So I really wanted to replace that, just for road trips and because I do run it hard sometimes out here. And there were all these options for, these big aluminum ones that are like this thick, but you can't fit them in with your fans, and you have to make modifications and cut hoses and all these sorts of things. It really said like, well, if it's not overheating as it is, why do I need to up that? You know, why do I need extra cooling capacity and this and that and that? I get it, you know, like I get it, like you want more horsepower and you want more cooling ability and you want more braking ability. Those things are all good. But at some point you have to draw the line and say, you know, what am I using this car for and what modifications make sense for me? You know, this goes as far as like, and this is me supporting, you know, modifications and people modifying their cars wholeheartedly. You know, some people only need lowering springs, or they just want their car to look good, not necessarily handle the greatest. You know, maybe it doesn't handle, it handles the same as stock, but maybe it's a little bit lower. Or, you know, some people say like, why didn't you get coilovers? You know, and just go full out, you could have slammed it, and you buy $1,500 coilovers and slam it and this and that. You know, some people just don't need that. They don't need the adjustability. But what I have realized is, if you are autocrossing racing, there are certain modifications you should spend money on. You should spend a lot less on upping your car's power here and there because you're not going to get too many gains through like just power upgrades for the most part. For example, for a WRX, you should stick to like stage 2 and then just work on, you know, your braking, wheels and tires obviously, and suspension really, and obviously just driving. If you even want to take your car that far. A lot of times it's just worthwhile to take your stock car, put some good wheels and tires on it, and maybe an exhaust or some sound, and take it out and run it and have fun with it. Maybe a rear sway bar. That's where it's a slippery slope where you go like, well, I'll just add a sway bar, or I'll just add, you know, wheels and tires or something like that, and then like something else wears out or breaks, and you decide, well, hey, I'm gonna upgrade this and that, and then it's like this, well, I should do that, well, I should do this, and then it's like, you know, you get so far down the line, you just want to change and upgrade everything essentially. And, you know, that's when you look back at the car and you're like, but it's like at my point in stage with my car, you know, I've had the car for 3 or 4 years and I've upgraded practically, I wouldn't say everything, you know, if you're into building cars, like actually building the engine and every little nook and cranny in the car, like it's not built by any means, but any replacement parts that could have worn out are essentially replaced at this point. So that's a good thing. Even some of the things I've replaced are starting to again wear out, like the brakes, the tires, I have to reorder those. And you know, when you race your car, it kind of takes a hit on those wear items. So anyhow, I just want to throw a question out to you guys. Hopefully you guys can go down in the comments and write something, or if you're on Facebook and you're watching this, just hit up in the Facebook comments, you know, I'll respond to you guys there. But, you know, like at what point do you guys draw the line? Do you say like, I do need that, I don't need that? Because there's certain things like coilovers that I wish I kind of would have gotten. You know, I wish I would have said, no, I'm not just going to spend, you know, $500 or $600 on new struts and springs and things like that. But I kind of wish, like, you know, if I could have gotten a comfortable pair for like a daily driver, that I could have gotten coilovers and used them here at the track, you know, track, course, whatever you want to call it. But even if I do start doing some events up at like Pit Race or something, you basically need that along with tires and other upgraded things. So basically, where do you guys draw the line? Like, where do you say like, I need that, I don't need that? Because I see other people, they go out and they have cars they only drive on the street just to get to work. And they have, you know, all this crazy race car stuff on it. And I don't understand that. But at the same token, when you know, you can upgrade some things, it's also a good thing to upgrade. So, you know, like at what point do you say no? Or what point, especially with engine modifications, what point do you say, you know, I just want the exhaust, I want a light tune, get what power I can out of it, instead of, you know, hey, I want to rip the heads off and put new cams in and this and that, new headers. Like even for the exhaust, I mean, I have a turbo back exhaust. I don't have well, I do have an up pipe from an STI to take the cat out, but I don't have an upgraded up pipe. I don't have upgraded headers, you know, that was just not really something I wanted. I feel it sounds the way it should and I like it, and headers don't crack, they tend to last forever. So it wasn't really worthwhile to upgrade those. And it's not a wear item, so I never did upgrade those. There's just things like that, you know, even with tires. You know, you can go ahead and get the RE71Rs and you know, you can get 1 to 2 seconds better lap time just with your same driving habits, nothing else changed, you can get an extra second or two on a 30-second autocross course, which is pretty good. I mean, that's insane, actually. There's not too many tires that are going to do that. But what point do you say, hey, I'm just in it for fun? And what point do you say, I'm going for lap times, or I'm going for, you know, to shave a couple seconds off to beat that BMW or that Subaru or any car really that comes out to autocross, or somebody even on the track too? At what point do you say, you know, hey, I spent enough money on this, I just want to have fun, or I really want to go harder? So that's my question to you guys. I just want to throw it out there. That was something that, you know, appeared to me kind of like in the past week or two when I was upgrading some things and just looking at tires myself. It was like, do I really need that one more second, or would I like to drive the whole summer on a set of tires and not just 3 months, you know, to get that extra second of lap time? So go ahead, write down in the comments, like the video, subscribe if you already haven't, and I'm just gonna leave you guys with that. Ponder, go out, sit on a rock like this, and figure out everything in your head about your car. I don't know. Ponder life too while you're out there. That's it. Leave you guys, and have a nice weekend. Enjoy the weather while it lasts. I'm sure it'll rain soon. So, see ya.